So this is the gel warmer. This is a prototype. Yours might look a little bit different. We turn it on by hitting the switch on the back, and then you'll see that it loads, and you're gonna need to program it. By pressing the PGM button up or down, you can program pre-selected settings. S1 will be our first setting. Here we're going to set it at 70 degrees for 5 minutes. The temperature will be in Celsius. You can press up or down, and you'll see a little underline below the digit. So you can hold down the button for a couple of seconds, and it'll move the little underline to where the digits are that you want to change. We can also change the time by pressing these buttons here, and the time is in minutes. So you have to move that little underline cursor around to get it where you want. That would be 1 hour, so that's 58 minutes. So you have to change that so that it's going to say 05 if you want 5 minutes. Now we're going to go to S2 and program a 90 degrees Celsius run. So we're going to go to the temperature here and go to 90 degrees. So again, you can change the cursor around and put it up to the correct area and 90. If you have the cursor at the 10-minute mark and try to go down, it's going to say keep. That's going to keep it on. So you want to move that cursor around. Here's a quick way. Just put it on the second hand and press down. It'll go to 9 and then 5. So you want it at 5 minutes. That's what we want, at 90 degrees for 5 minutes. The timer will start once we reach the actual temperature. So if you see on top of where it says PV, it's 21.5 degrees. So that's the actual temperature, and it says wait because the machine is still cold. And once you hit the start button, it's going to start slowly going up, and you can see the temperatures going up. Now we're going to take the platelet pour plasma that I showed you how to prepare in another video, and we're going to put it in a 10 cc syringe, and we don't want to fill it all the way to the top, otherwise any air in the syringe will expand and the plunger will pop off. We are running this at S1, which is set for 70 degrees at 5 minutes. The warmer will beep when it's 5 minutes at 70 degrees. When the gel is heated to 70 degrees, it's still pretty liquid. So just mix some PRP in there, and then you can inject that with a 27 gauge needle. If you want a thicker gel to give you more volume, we can heat it to 90 degrees, and that's what we programmed the S2 for, 90 degrees at 5 minutes. When you heat the plasma at 90 degrees for 5 minutes, it's going to give us a much thicker product. It beeps when it's been heating for 5 minutes at 90 degrees, and you're going to see that the color's different. It's a much thicker product. The bubbles are not moving. You're going to need a cannula to inject this because it's going to be too thick to inject through a small bore needle. You're going to let it cool, and then you can mix the PRP, the double spun PRP, together with the gel. This does two things. By mixing it, you make it a little smoother, easier to inject, and you're going to mix the PRP because the gel is denatured and it's inactive and it's not going to have much biological activity. When you mix it together with the double spun PRP, you're going to have the benefits of the gel and the active growth factors in the PRP. The gel gives you nice volumization, but it just acts as a scaffold. This is the gel under a high-powered microscope. You can see there's nothing much going on there. Those cells are inactive. Now compare that to our PRP gel. This is the PRP gel mixed with active PRP. You can see that there's platelets and white blood cells and growth factors, all kinds of activity. Typically, when you're talking about PRF gel, you're basically injecting denatured plasma with no biological activity. This is our PRP gel. The gel acts as a scaffold, and the PRP gives you all the growth factors and regenerative benefits of the PRP and gives you volume as well as longevity. This is Dr. Song with the PRP gel.